So Nintendo finally dropped their big details on the Switch 2 during their latest Direct, and they're getting a lot of fire. Prices, launch games, accessories, online services, and honestly, I'm walking into this with some seriously mixed feelings. Expect a mix of chatter, rant, and I don't know, just stick with me, will you? I'm all over the place with my emotions: anger, disappointment, and excitement. Everything at the same time. But how do you feel? Tell me in the comments below. Let's look at that console together and see if this hybrid console is worth your money, and it is a lot of money. Heading into a little rundown of some details first, and then some words on what Nintendo seems to be up to. What is a Switch 2 on the technical side underneath all that plastic and rounded corners? We are looking at a 7.9-inch LCD display running at a full HD resolution with HDR10 support and a smooth 120Hz refresh rate. And that is not bad for a handheld console. Honestly, that's very good. Docked, it can even run at 4K with 60 FPS over HDMI, and that is also a huge improvement compared to the original Nintendo Switch back in the days. Audio-wise, you've got stereo speakers and PCM 5.1 surround sound through HDMI. It's fine, I've seen better, but it will do for a handheld console. And funny addition, there's a built-in microphone with noise cancelling for their new game chat feature, which is free at first and probably cool for multiplayer trash talk and screaming at each other during a Call of Duty match or whatever.
No, God!
Fuck you, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Also, we're getting two USB-C ports for accessories. Obviously, one is for charging and the dock, and the other one is to plug in whatever you like. So, a camera as an accessory? Yes, was announced. A printer? Okay, probably not, but you know, drop a comment below if you remember the Game Boy camera and printer days. They weren't very good, but they were fun. Connectivity is up to date. Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth, so there's not much to complain here. When it comes to storage, we have 256 gigabytes of base storage, which is expandable with microSD express cards, and it has battery life ranging from 2 to 6.5 hours, depending on how you're using the console, obviously. And they added backwards compatibility to older Switch games. Limited though, so we have to be a little bit careful here. You might need to dig up more details. I'm curious on what the limits are. Now, the price is where things are getting serious. To start, you will have to pay $449 US, at least if you can grab one before the scalpers do, and pre-orders are with all sorts of challenges right now. For example, you have to register and have an online subscription at Nintendo if you want to pre-order one directly there. The console price is okay in my opinion, but a console is nothing without a game. Count in up to an additional $70 to $90 US, which seriously hurts. Sure, there will be bundles like the Mario Kart bundle. Still, you most likely want to play more than one game. Now add another $50 to $60 if you'd like a proper controller. Yes, the Pro controller is not mandatory, but I never found the Joy-Cons very comfortable in usage. So for $449, you're getting a solid upgrade on the hybrid console in my opinion. 4K output, 120Hz, backwards compatibility, star limited, etc. But what surprises me is no OLED display, which feels like a step backwards from the earlier Switch developments. And here I'm already expecting a Switch 2 OLED edition or something like that, hitting the market in maybe 1 or 2 years, the latest. Next thing confusing me is the storage. The storage does sound decent with 256 gigabytes, but remember, modern games are becoming huge. Imagine installing something like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 27 or whichever part they are at right now on the console and 100 gigabytes already gone. Similar if you would have something like Assassin's Creed, Shadows or Cyberpunk 2077, which is already eating up 64 gigabytes. While you can extend the storage, those microSD express cards, and it has to be an express card that is mandatory, are the only option. and are not cheap, starting at around $60. An extra cost that is quietly sliding into your wallet basically. So let's add that all up. $449 for the console, $90 for a game, $50 for the controller, and $60 for storage expansion, and we're hitting $649 without tariffs going crazy. And if you want to play online multiplayer, for example with Mario Kart, get the old GameCube games running, you will need a monthly subscription. The monthly subscription is not expensive, but it does add up. Thinking about the price politics, I have to say, what is going on with you, Nintendo? The new game key cards is the next confusion during this release. Game key cards are physical game cards which just contain the digital key, while the game still has to be downloaded. Reasoning is the game might be too big for the card, and also Nintendo is selling it as a feature to you to be able to resell those cards in the future. It's a cool concept, until these online services are being shut down. Remember Wii U and 3DS eShops? Well, good luck playing your, let's say, physical games in 10 years' time. They are just physical. Nintendo is an innovative company with concepts like the Wii, major IPs like Mario and Zelda, but seriously have no clue how online services should work in 2025. Launch titles do look okay, some sort. Mario Kart, Cyberpunk, Civ 7, Hogwarts Legacy, and others. Not many new titles though. Most could be played on PC, but anyway, they are games. Personally, I'm mostly interested in the new Mario Kart. The Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 Enhanced Edition, or whatever it's called, is such a Sony-style move, but it also fits well into the trend of Nintendo's game development of the past few years, mainly remakes and remasters, or smaller titles. I mean, finally, we will be able to get some stable FPS in Korok Forest. There's no official pricing on these upgrades. Some say $10 to $15 as a purchase, some say it is included with the Nintendo Online subscription. We will see how this develops. But hey, we will be getting the Wind Waker for Switch 2 finally. But we will need a Nintendo Online subscription to play GameCube games. What should I say? Expected more, but more innovation on the handheld console and not more in the prices. And especially I did not expect Nintendo to push more and more behind their online subscription. Let's say I'd buy a physical copy of Mario Kart for €90. For f***'s sake, let me play this game online without any other subscription. Imagine Steam charging you extra if you want to play online games. Same with Game Chat, it's free until the 31st of March 2026. And after that, you'll need a subscription to use their Discord clone, just to get shouted at and yelled at during an online match. And figure this, Nintendo will be charging for their Nintendo Switch 2 intro something game, a tutorial for their console with a little mini game or something. In the past, they would ship such software with your console to get started. Yes, they're basically charging you for a tech demo. Instructions for the console sold separately. Considering inflation and everything that's going on, I'm saying it again, the price for the console is fair. It's a good upgrade, depending on what reality and politics say, of course, especially for my American friends. Prices for the games, however, is not. $80 to $90 is just too much and shows how Nintendo has been moving away from being a family-friendly company for the younger generations. And you have to consider there are barely good discounts on Nintendo games in the stores. So let's ask the question. Will the Switch 2 be a flop, or even more, should you pre-order one? I don't think the Switch 2 will crash very hard. Nintendo has a loyal fan base that would buy just anything they offer, but the normal family or the normal casual gamer will think twice or even not even consider the console for now. If I'm being honest with you, I cannot recommend buying the console right now. Nintendo has been promising much in the past, and what I'm always missing are solid benchmarks and independent benchmarks, obviously. I mean, just remember the disappointment about the performance in Breath of the Wild after release, and this game was initially planned as a Wii U exclusive. so for an older console generation. I would wait before buying. Wait for further details, more benchmarks, and see how prices develop, especially in the American regions. But what do you think? Drop a comment. Until then, thank you so much for watching my videos and staying with me. See you on the next.